Hello folks, welcome to a Walkie Talkie. I'm hopefully going to be doing a thing called Santa's Naughty List. Now, celebrity news first of all. Greg Wallace has been removed from the BBC altogether. Now this is quite a sharp, hard handbrake turn from where the BBC was only standing days ago, saying, Greg Wallace and or his conduct has nothing to do with the BBC. Go and consult his management agency. Management agency would say, well, nothing to do with us. Refer inquiries to the BBC. Right, so there was a lot of passing the buck, kind of today's culture type scenario that was going on. And then all of a sudden BBC were like, well, we're replacing you with a female and you have no longer got any connection with us. Very, very interesting. Now, to quote from Katie Hopkins, partly, if they are going to be nailing him about statuses that are maybe 14, 15 years old, said in a totally different generation of Facebook, then it's absolutely null and void. But this is where I come back into things and say, if he has been doing things in a recent time frame, which he actually has been, not just saying things on social media, but actually saying things to people, making them feel uncomfortable, and maybe even doing physical things, then he needs to go. He needs to go. Off it to fuck, bye bye type thing. So yeah, finally the BBC has actually stopped playing pass the parcel with the management agency and actually pulled a finger out and done some decisive action. Now, once his conduct leaves salty, slimy Facebook statuses and actually becomes physical behaviour, that's the moment when he needs to be dumped by one and dumped by all, especially if there's sexual components to it. That's just the way it goes. So there we have it. He's gone. I don't think he'll be able to sign on for a few months because he's clearly been sacked through gross misconduct. So, just bear in mind, he might not get a payment for, 15 weeks? When people claim for job seeker allowance, they do a massive background check compared to what they used to. And if they find out that he's been doing something naughty to again being sacked, then it'll be about 15 weeks till his first payment. Now, on to another thing. I think it's more close to my avenue geographically, was the fact that people that owned a Turkish barber in Drumchapel had been arrested. Turns out it was a singular man, and he had been doing a particular set of crimes that would land him the name pedo. Right? And the local community have not been happy. And more to the penalty, he did get a penalty of remand and recently came back to that shop. Now, the barber shop isn't actually owned by him, owned by a landlord. And whilst he was in the pokey, as they call it, he was in the pokey, and they were doing steps to reclaim the tenancy, and quite rightly so. That would fall under criminal conduct clause on their premises, so they have to act to make sure their reputation doesn't get boiled. And because a criminal act happened on their premises, they had to relinquish the tenancy and look for other people who are wanting to take the premises, of which they did find somebody. I don't know the exact amount of days he was in remand for. However, when he returned from remand, he was found with that barber shop open for the fact of bringing brand new equipment in that was taken by the police as a evidence gathering technique. Now, he did break a lock to get in. Now, that could completely send him back to the jail. As breaking and entering is a criminal offence. Even if he tried to claim he was squatting there, that's still an offence. That's still a return back to jail. Hopefully, and heaven forbid, nobody turned a blind eye to it. The other day, actually, I got a phone call, and you know when shit's going down, when you get a phone call about this and you're not even in Glasgow, you're in Edinburgh, and I was told, the community were kicking up about him returning and putting new barber equipment in the premises. People were quite angry, and to be honest, although I was suggested to have a look, I wasn't interested, for the primary reason the public could be that angry. They could be flinging things, there could be fire involved, there could be knives, there could be things that put my own personal safety at absolute risk. And apart from anything, I'm not really from Drumchapel, so if tensions are that high, people could go to all sorts and go, oh my God, what's he doing here, and he's not wrong. So there we go. And apart from anything, Edinburgh had a bigger grab for my attention, actually. But all I can say is, obviously people are not happy, etc. Oh, there's a wee doggy. Oh, that's lovely. Obviously people are not happy. People can act what we call impulsively, and would I want to be in amongst that? Absolutely not. And I know it's a big cause, but ultimately the thing still punts the same way. No way, Jose. And that's just the way it is. Yeah. And anybody who does see or hear any what you call advancement of the situation, steer clear. Steer clear. You don't know if the guy himself has weapons, because remember, barber shops have lots of sharp objects, and I would hate to hear of anybody being struck or hurt with these objects. I just think, no, absolutely not. If anything, let it all happen. It will end up in the papers, and then you can read the newspaper from a safe place like your house, and you can go, well, that was pretty horrible sounding, pretty horrible looking, blah blah blah. But safe, and the rest of my family are safe. So yeah, if anyone does hear or see things from that situation, please take my advice, steer clear. And on a legal front, just before I kind of pull things to an end, right, if something really does kick off and the police do have to attend, it might not just be Drumchapel Police Station that attends, it could be other police stations who don't quite know the situation, and they could just go blanket arresting people and not realising there are innocent people coming out of shops and innocent people coming out of a dentist place and you name it. So that's all I can really say. Steer clear. And if anything, as I said, you'll read it on the social media, you'll read it on the newspaper, but just do not put yourself out just to hear what's going on. I know it's a big, massive public interest case, but it isn't quite worth you getting hurt, injured, wrongly arrested, or arrested in any capacity. I think the best thing you can do is stay in your house. If it's that big, it will appear on things like Clydebank Post and Facebook versions of the equivalent. So yeah, I basically covered things. All I can ask you all to do is stay clear, stay well, stay safe. Okay, this is a massive topic for one and all, so do everything you can to stay safe physically, stay safe legally, and make sure you pass this on to anybody. I think we're all but done now, so thanks for tuning in, and when Christmas comes, I hope it to be a good one for you all. Catch.